Hello, my spooky friends! Welcome to October. It is finally and officially spooky, crispy fall season, and I am so excited because this is one of my favorite seasons to read in. If you saw my video a couple weeks ago, I can't remember which one it was. I think it was like my bookish reset. I did make a fun and cutesy little fall/spooky season pumpkin TBR jar. So in this little guy, I have fall-specific reading prompts, but I also put the actual titles of all of my fall/spooky season reads in the jar, like on papers in the jar. So in today's video, we are not only going to be picking out my complete October TBR, but we are also going to be reading it. I think I'm going to choose about 4 to 5 papers from the jar because I do also have a few other books I'm kind of in the middle of, so I don't want to overdo it. So just going straight into it, I really need to get a new microphone for my camera because I need to use both hands at the moment. Okay, first prompt/possibly book title is Food on the cover or in the story. This I'm actually extremely excited about because all of my tea/baking, like cozy fantasy type of books fit this vibe. Okay, so I do have some books on my shelf that I feel like could fit this, but I also have a lot of books on Kindle Unlimited that could also fit this. I did just recently get Carrot Cake Murder by Joanne Fluke at the library, so this is one that I could do. There's also one on Kindle Unlimited called Tusks, Tales, and Tea Cakes, and honestly I think I might do that one. It just sounds really fun. Oh my gosh, you guys, come on. This book synopsis says 1 part Legends and Lattes, 1 part Hallmark rom-com. That's literally all I need to know. And a generous sprinkle of cottagecore coziness. I'm literally sold. Welcome to the Tusk and Tail Tavern, where the fire is always crackling, the meat pies are rich and savory, the air is filled with laughter and bard song, and friends are like family. Oh, at least it used to be. Half-elf Lyra is eager to return to the Tusk and Tail Tavern, where she and her companions set off on their adventures many years ago. But the rundown tavern is no longer the bustling hub where dwarf mercenaries and halfling farmers shared pints over a friendly game of dice. More crucially, what Lyra came back for, what she buried in the tavern's basement, is now bricked over. Oh, so she offers to restore the tavern, knowing that's the best way to retrieve what she buried there. There's a shy orc soldier who offers to fix her stove. Aww. As she and her ragtag group breathe life back into the Tusk and Tail Tavern, Lyra remembers the joy in an evening by the fire, the value of a true friend, and what it's like to fight as hard for the quiet moments in life as the ones marked by glory and treasure. Oh, wait. Wait, that sounds so cute. Okay, so we're definitely doing that one then. And like I said, this is on Kindle Unlimited, so if you have Kindle Unlimited, that's all I'm saying. Okay, next prompt or book title is... I'm gonna drop this. A Carne. I am extremely excited for this because I think if I can remember correctly, it kind of gives Harry Potter vibes. Not really, but kind of, because it is a magical, actually I don't know if it's a magical school or not. Either way, it's by Lynette Noni, who also wrote the Prison Healer series, but this book I believe is about a girl who enters kind of into this like magical world. I think there is some kind of like magical building of sorts. It's a fantasy series. I also think there's quite a few books in this series, except for I do believe it's out of print, so I've only been able to find it on Kindle. I've seen really good things about it, like in the booktube, bookstagram realm. I'm very excited for that. Okay, our next prompt or book title is going to be A Cozy Witchy Book. I know exactly which one I'm going to do for this. We are going with Sanguine Donna's A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. Last year, I read A Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches, gave it 5 stars, literally absolutely loved it, and I've been hoping that I'm able to get to the new book this month, and it's also my favorite book club's pick for the month, so I will have that link down below. I am so excited for this book, you guys. So this one follows our main character, Sarah. She used to be one of the most powerful witches in Britain, then she resurrected her great aunt from the dead, lost most of her magic, she befriended a semi-villainous talking fox. You guys know I love a good like talking animal sidekick, and she was exiled from her guild. She now helps her aunt run an enchanted inn. Then she finds out about an old spell that could hold the key to restoring her power. So the handsome and icy magical historian Luke helps her kind of unlock the secret, or unlocks the spell's secrets. Luke has no interest in getting involved, so no one is more surprised than he is when he agrees to help Sarah. Ooh, This sounds so fun. I mean, the first book was great and it was very cozy, very fun, but I'm getting a lot more cozy, cutesy vibes from this book already, just by the synopsis. I mean, A, talking animals are my weakness. B, handsome historians. Hello. Yay. Oh my gosh, that's gonna be so fun. Okay, let's pick our fourth book now. So our next prompt slash book title is going to be... How did I know I was gonna get this one? You guys, it's Crooked Kingdom. I have been avoiding this book for so long. I genuinely don't even know why. Partly because it's just been so long since I read Six of Crows, but also this book is very intimidating for me. But also, I've just heard nothing but insanely good things about this book, and I fear that it's not going to live up to my expectations. So I'm trying to go into it with like no expectations. I did really like Six of Crows. It wasn't like my all-time favorite, but I did really enjoy it. So I'm just trying to go into this book, zero expectations, just enjoying while I'm reading. I am going to have to read it pretty quickly though, because I feel like with books like this, if I take too many days in between reading it, my brain has a hard time like picking back up with the plot. So this might be a book that I just have to binge, which from what I've heard about it, it is a very bingeable book anyway. I am so excited to get back into this world though. Okay, I'm gonna pick out one more because this is just really fun. So our last book prompt or title is going to be Natural History of Dragons. Ooh, very excited for this one as well. I'm realizing now how bad my handwriting is. I genuinely scribbled these down as fast as I could. Ooh, I'm very excited for this one. So this is A Natural History of Dragons. This, one of my in-person besties said, kind of reminds them of Emily Wilde because it's basically about this girl who is a dragon naturalist. I think this is kind of in either like journal entries or it kind of reads like whatever book she was writing about like the science of dragons and stuff, but it also talks about her thrilling expedition to the perilous mountains of Vistrana, where she made the first of many historic discoveries that would change the world forever. So there's a little bit of adventure, there's some academia, and I think it's just gonna be really fun. Oh yeah, a memoir by Lady Trent. So it's technically written like a memoir, but it's like a fictional memoir about this girl who studies dragons and went on a quest and all this stuff. So very fun, very cool. But now we have to pick what we're actually going to be reading for this week. I don't think I'm going to read every single one of these books because that would be a lot, especially in 1 week, but I am going to just pick like 2 or 3. I think we're going to start with Crooked Kingdom. I don't know why, but I'm just like kind of in the mood for that. I need something like fast paced. I need a world that I've already been in. Okay, so I think we're going to do Crooked Kingdom. I kind of want to go make a fun drink, get cozy, and then start my book. I realized that this month is my 1-year anniversary of quitting my full-time job to pursue my dream of full-time content creation. Literally so insane that it has already been a year. This past year has been such a blessing. You guys are such a blessing. Truly, it's been such a dream, but it's also come with a lot of learning curves. Going into this full-time, I didn't realize how much I would have to keep track of. I mean, you've got meetings, deadlines, talking points, to-do lists, and with my ADHD brain, if I don't have a good organization method, I will error out, buffer, crash out completely. I've used my computer, tablets, online planning softwares, calendars, whiteboards, because they each do different things that I like, but it's been so hard not to have everything like in one spot. So I'm extremely excited to have this video sponsored by none other than iFlyTech because it has truly changed my life when it comes to work. Whether you're a student or you work in an office, this blessed device, which is the iFlyTech AI Note Air 2, it has so many awesome features to help you stay organized. It's helped me keep track of meetings with the voice to text transcription feature, so I don't miss any important details for my manager or brands that I work with. I can take handwritten notes with the synchronized handwriting tool for those times that I need to quickly scribble down thoughts and ideas. Also with my ADHD brain, it's really easy for me to forget things or like have my thoughts really jumbled. So the AI meeting summary tool has been so helpful to summarize back to me everything that we went over. You can also chat with AI to get any questions answered, have it organize your notes for you. I asked it to help me figure out how to better organize to-do lists because I'm really bad at that. And it gave me in-depth answers and suggestions to the problems that I was having. I also love the feeling of it. It's got this like paper-like texture, so writing feels more natural on it. I also use it a lot when brainstorming new content ideas because I like to write and type stuff kind of at the same time, or sometimes sometimes I just feel like my handwriting is very like unorganized. So I like that it has the handwriting to text tool as well. I will have this link down below in my description for you guys to check out. It's been a huge game changer for me, so I would highly recommend it. Thank you so much to iFlyTech for sponsoring today's video. I do have some work things that I do need to get done right now, so I am going to get a little bit organized, figure out what else I need to do for the rest of the day, and then we're gonna get back to reading. Friends, hello. And good morning or good afternoon. So I'm now on page 186 in Crooked Kingdom. It's weird. I feel like I should be almost done with this book, but it's like 550 pages, so I'm like not even halfway through. But I am really enjoying it so far. Although I will say with both this book and Six of Crows, I feel like things just move really fast, but not really in a way that I love. Like I feel like things almost happen too fast, and maybe there's like not enough explanation for me to where I get really lost with like where we're at and what we're doing. And maybe I'm just not completely like paying the most attention when I'm reading. I don't know what's happening, or if there's something that's just not clicking in my brain. But sometimes I feel like we'll go from like one thing to another thing, or like one location to another location like really quickly, and I'll forget like how we got from one point to the other. I also kind of feel like getting all of their point of views is getting a little bit confusing, because although like with most of their point of views, you do get like more of their internal thoughts and feelings, but a lot of the time too, they're just kind of describing like what's going on when they're all together. So sometimes I even forget whose point of view that we're in. So far though, I do feel like a lot has happened. I mean, we've been like trying to break people out in a way, like get people back, and there's been explosions and chaos and gunshots and, you know, all this crazy stuff. There's also something very bizarre that happened in the very beginning, and then also just got mentioned again. There's like a certain person, I guess I would say, or being thing that we don't understand what the heck is happening there. So I'm very interested to see how that ties into the rest of the plot. I didn't read the synopsis of this book, so I actually don't even know what the objective, is that the right word, is. Like I don't know what this book is about, other than it's just the continuation of Six of Crows. So actually maybe I should read the back to like see if there's anything I need to understand better. Okay, yeah, so the back of it doesn't really give anything away. I definitely don't feel like I'm as like wowed with this book series as I thought I was going to be, or as like most people are. I don't know what it is. Something's just not quite stick. Maybe it is that there's just like too many people and too many things happening for me to like keep track of. But I also like that there's a lot happening, because then it keeps things interesting. I don't know, I'm kind of having like conflicting feelings, but either way, like I am still really enjoying it, and I can see it being like a 4+ star book. Although I will say, like I said before when I read Six of Crows, I don't care nearly as much about Kaz and Inej as I do about Matthias and Nina. I love Matthias and Nina so much, and I do like Kaz and Inej, like don't get me wrong, but I just don't care about them nearly as much. I honestly and genuinely don't feel like they have any chemistry, which I know is kind of an unpopular opinion, but just something about Kaz just like rubs me the wrong way. I get it, I get he's got like trauma and he like doesn't let himself get close to anybody. Like I get it, I do, but also I just don't care for it. I don't care for their dynamic like at all. I don't see romance there at all. Like I get it because he obviously loves her and like really cares about her, but doesn't really let himself show it, and like I admire that, I really do. But with Matthias and Nina, there's just obviously so much like yearning and history and chemistry between them. I need a book entirely on their own, which I think that isn't like King of Scars or something like that. Doesn't it really like follow more of Matthias? I could be wrong, but either way, I just love them so much. I'm going to try and get another big chunk of this read today. I don't think I'm going to finish it because I still have like over 300 pages left, but I will update you guys when I do read more. As far as like plans go for the rest of the day, this is basically it. I do have to do quite a bit of meal prepping though, so I'll probably go in between like physical and audio version, just like while I'm doing stuff around the house. I have so much meal prepping to do, but it's all good stuff. It's all yummy stuff that I'm very excited to be cooking. Lots of fall recipes, so it'll be great. I'm going going to get to reading and then do my house chores. Okay, I think I know what my problem is with these books, or at least Crooked Kingdom specifically. So I'm now on page 380, and I think my issue with this is that I keep getting kind of lost and pulled out of the story because they are going back and forth between like what's going on in the present time and giving us like character background information. And although I do love the character background information, I feel like I would have loved that so much more in the first book so that I could get more like connected to each character, understand more about them and their backgrounds, what they came from, what they did. But I feel like going into the second book, I want more plot than I do character background, and I feel like having that in the first book would have made me so much more invested, so I would have felt like I connected to them more. I don't know if that really makes sense, but I think that's also another reason why this book is kind of not keeping me super engaged, because right as we are kind of in this like crazy current plot, we'll take like an entire chapter and discuss something that happened in the character's past, or something that like brought them to the barrels or brought them to the group of crows. Like, I don't know, it's just so confusing. I don't understand why we keep going back and forth. Like, I get it, but just the way it's being done isn't really working for me. Anyway, so that's kind of my update for Crooked Kingdom. Despite everything that I just said, that might sound negative, but I am still enjoying the book. Like I kind of said before, I do just really love this world, and I do really love these characters. We did finally get a little moment between Kaz and Inej, which I love to see. And the tension between Nina and Matthias. Oh, so good. I am going to binge the rest of this book today because I think now I have less than 200 pages left. And we are kind of getting to the meat of the plot where things kind of start to pick up and get intense. So I'm very interested to see kind of how this all comes together. If I'm being completely honest, I still don't really understand the objective. I don't understand really what we're trying to do, but I'm really just here for the vibes at this point. There is no way that I'm accepting that this is happening right now. I'm on chapter 39, page 496. I'm literally I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna sob. No, I literally refuse to accept this. No, literally no. I'm straight up DNFing this with 50 pages left if this is real. Ah! I literally just threw the book across the room. I swear every time I go to update my reading vlogs on a Tuesday, the landscaping guys have the loudest tools going. So anyway, I'm sorry if you can hear that. I finished Crooked Kingdom and I did really enjoy this ending. Except for chapters 39 and 40, we're just going to pretend that that never happened. We are just going to... That was not a thing. That did not happen. I don't even know what you're talking about. Because if I dwell on that, and if I remember that that's a thing, I'm going to despise this book for the rest of my life. Anyway, I will say I think I went back and forth with this book. Like, there were some parts of the book where I was like really interested and I was having a great time, and there was other times in this book where I was just very, very lost and like felt like we were kind of going back and forth and back and forth. Overall though, I think I'm gonna give it like a 3.75 4-star. I don't really know yet. I kind of feel like I liked the first book better though. This one was good, but like I said before, I feel like this was a lot of like character development, and I just don't understand us getting that after the first book. Like, I really wish that that was in the first book. But I also really liked seeing more of the relationships in this book and kind of more of the dynamic of the group. The ending was very satisfying. I'm extremely sad that this did not end up becoming a TV show because I would have ate it up. Maybe I'll just rewatch Shadow and Bone. I think there's like, what, 2 seasons of Shadow and Bone? And I know that Shadow and Bone, the TV series, isn't it kind of like a mix of Six of Crows and Shadow and Bone? That's at least what I remember. So now that that one is done, I need to figure out what I'm reading next. Out of all the books that we picked for October, I do really, really want to read is it something Tusks and Tail? No. The one on Kindle Unlimited. I think I want to read that one next. I'm just kind of in a mood for a fun, cozy little fantasy, but I'm also really, really in the mood for a thriller, and I don't think that I have a thriller on my October TBR. So I'm still kind of in the mood for something fast-paced, not really slow and cozy. But I don't know. I will start that one on Kindle Unlimited and see if I'm in the mood for it, and if I'm not, I may just end up picking a thriller for my October TBR. I am currently about 100 pages into, goodness gracious, why can I never remember this name? Tusks, Tales, and Tea Cakes. I'm reading it on my Kindle. My Kindle is downstairs, so I don't feel like going to get it. So far, I'm having a great time. It's giving all the cozy fantasy vibes that I love. It's got a kind of magical world-ish with characters that are from different species, origins. I don't really know how to explain that. Like some are elves, some are dwarves, some are orcs. So you've got that mix of just like magical characters, which is always very fun. You've got this like HGTV vibe of them trying to like flip this tavern into a very cozy, wholesome space again. They're talking about baking and cooking, forming unlikely alliances. So it truly just has, you know, like the basic but best things that cozy fantasy has to offer. It's not giving like 5-star vibes, but it is giving like 4-star vibes so far. I am really liking the characters. I am really liking the atmosphere, the vibe so far. I really love the writing. I feel like it's just very easy to follow. It flows well in my brain. I'm truly just having a great time. I honestly feel like I will never get over cozy fantasy. It's just one of those genres that I always come back to. It always just feels like such a warm, cozy hug. It requires zero brain power, which is what I love about it, because a lot of other fantasy books and a lot of other books in general like require a lot of brain power. And you know, sometimes I just want to rot. I just want to like brain rot. I want to not think. I want to just be transported to a magical world and be in like La La Land. And you know what? Sometimes that's okay. Reading doesn't always have to be this like huge intellectual crazy experience. Sometimes we can just read about people and mythological creatures baking and cooking good recipes. That's it. That's as simple as it needs to be sometimes. So I'm, like I said, having a great time. I'm going to wind down for the night though. My parents did just buy the new Jurassic Park movie, so I'm going to watch that now for the 3rd time. Eat some popcorn, just relax, because I have a migraine that is coming on and I would really rather it not turn into a full-blown migraine. So I'm gonna go lay down and check back in with you guys tomorrow. Hello, my bookish friends. Last night I did finish Tusk Tales and Tea Cakes. It was super, super cozy, super cute. I had a great time, but I don't think the plot was as good as I thought it was going to be. I know this is more of a slow, cozy fantasy, but honestly, it was a little bit too slow for me. Definitely one I feel like I would still love, just maybe at a different time when I wasn't craving something that was more, a little bit like plot heavy. This book basically follows our main character. She's half elf, half human. She used to be, I honestly don't even know how to explain it, like a person who went on, it's honestly kind of like Six of Crows. Like she went on these missions to do things, take things, accomplish things, I don't know. And then she comes back to her hometown because she is looking for something that she had buried somewhere a couple of years ago. Like we established when we read the synopsis earlier, that place is the Tusk and Tail Tavern. So while she's there, she kind of has a run-in with another character, and together those two characters kind of help restore this tavern that she has a lot of fond memories in. And throughout that time, she's learning and falling in love with baking again. She's reconnecting with old connections that she had in her hometown. She meets this really cute orc. So the vibes were immaculate. You've got the cozy baking, the cute cozy small town, magical creatures, you know, all my favorite things. But the thing that this book did lack, I feel like, was depth. Usually with these cozy fantasy books, I really enjoy them because it follows, you know, friendships and relationships and people kind of softening to each other and kind of more profound moments. But I feel like in this book, it didn't really have much of that. It was just kind of like cozy vibes without the, you know, super wholesome and like profoundness of things. So that's definitely something that was lacking. But I would still 100% recommend this book. It was so fun. I don't know what it is about books and baking in books, but it's truly one of my favorite things. I felt like you were really transported to this tavern and you could smell the aromas, you could taste the flavors, like the atmosphere and the way that the author described that, I felt like was really, really well done. Overall, I think I'm going to give it like a 3.75 because again, really enjoyed it. Would still recommend, but it wasn't anything crazy, you know? Nothing I feel like I will really remember or think about super often. So that does conclude our reading for this reading vlog. I am going to be reading more of my October TBR in my next reading vlog, so definitely stay tuned for that because I will be reading Sangu Mandana's new book. But for now, I hope you guys had a really fun, cozy time with me, and I will see you in my next reading vlog. Mwah!